Mr. Gorbachev.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Turn up this podcast.
I'm in this for the money and the pussy, and they're both falling off the trees.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 136 of the Reasonable Doubt Podcast. As always, we are your hosts, Eric C. Griff.
And Chicka J Money.
How are we doing on this fine first day of fall? The leaves are falling.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. It's still so
It's
fucking
so
hot.
green. It's hot as fuck. 25
First day
degrees.
of fall, baby.
Yeah, first day of fall. It's hotter than it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I love
brutal.
I love it.
I'm glad. I hope we have a late fucking.
Me too. I'm hitting a cottage.
Are ya?
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're going to Bayfield, right?
I am, yeah.
Oh.
By the time this episode comes out, I will be sunning my balls on that beach.
Yeah, perineum sunning.
Is that where you sun your asshole?
Yeah, you should do it, man.
Apparently, it's great.
Really?
Apparently it is, yeah, because
Like,
it's
you
like
feel
super.
great?
I've never.
I've sunned
asshole.
my asshole in a tanning bed, like multiple times.
Do tanning beds deliver vitamin D? Or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Then yeah, it probably works.
Dude,
The
yeah,
thing
like
is, it's-
I sometimes in the stand-up ones, like I bend over
And just
then,
spread
like,
your
just
cheeks?
spread my ass cheeks.
Imagine if someone walks in right at the wrong moment.
Dude,
Like, your time's up, Mr. Christian. You're just like starfish.
Dude, I'm always butt-ass naked. Only one time in like years. I've hit many a tanning bed.
Yeah, you used to love to tan.
I used to love tanning. Yeah, I don't.
You were such a
anymore.
pretty boy like that.
Yeah.
You were like a pretty boy for a while.
yeah.
You had the long hair. You had like designer on. You'd hit the
Yeah.
tanning bed.
On the
Did you ever
regular.
wear like concealer or anything like that?
Yeah, if I had like a
Like a
big
blemish?
pimple or something, yeah.
Yeah, you were very metrosexual for a little bit.
It's not metrosexual.
There's nothing wrong with it.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. I'm giving some backstory to people that may not know. you.
Fucking.
But like your asshole is the most sensitive skin on your body.
Dude, honestly, like I always remember it being kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably have to be pretty careful because a sunburn on your asshole.
I've never had sunburn on it.
That sounds like a nightmare, though.
Never had a sunburn on it. The longest I've ever been in the bed was like maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, you're pretty light.
Yeah.
You have like blonde hair and shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty light, but my like undertone, my skin undertone isn't like, you know, when you look at white people who are white, and then there's white people who are like
Ghastly.
The undertone is like near translucent.
Yeah, you've got like it's like what your
I've, like-
veins look like. Right?
Yeah, where you can see their veins.
You're like,
everywhere,
you got
and you're like, oh,
green
they're
under-
white. Yeah.
Oh, you are white.
You are white.
You are white.
Yeah.
You walk around with like an umbrella in the summer.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of white.
No, I'm like a Mediterranean white.
You're Mediterranean.
Yeah, I'm like a
you do
Greek
have a bit
white.
of an olive-y tone.
Thank you. I've been saying that. I have olive undertones.
Yeah, you
I've
do.
got like Roman undertones.
Yeah. Well, you're English, right?
Yeah, makes
It makes
sense.
sense. Yeah.
But I went and signed up for a gym once with our ginger friend,
Okay. Yeah.
and they were like,
Brian?
yeah, Brian. They're like, so the membership you guys have includes like tanning beds, and they look at him and they're like, not you.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, you can't use it, and he's like, really? Like, obviously I'll get sunburned, but like, I can't use it, and they're like, yeah, no, like liability wise, you'll probably get cancer in that thing, and that'll be our fault. So we just don't allow people with red hair to go in them.
Wow.
And he's like, really? And they're like, yeah, under no circumstance.
Fair enough.
And they're like, you can go in for 3 minutes.
Yeah, I used to be like brutal. I'm a lot more pale now. I used to go in for. Yeah, I used to go in for like 15 minutes, like their max time.
Yeah.
And I would just
Cook.
in there. I loved it.
With the
Yeah.
little glasses.
Oh, yeah. I have tons of them at the house.
Do you really?
I bet you I have 10 pairs.
Do you think we get flamed if we like just show up to an event next time with like spray tans?
Why? Like, who fucking cares?
Like really obvious spray. Do you think people will be like,
Spray tans are awkward. I've never done a spray tan.
yeah? Or,
I'd
like,
be down to try
the
it.
paste
Yeah.
you put on your hands.
We should do like a really dark spray tan so
We
that we're
should.
almost black.
But just leave out our lips.
I'll put on pink lipstick.
There's a bit we were talking about, and we're not going to get super into it, but we were talking about if Chris becomes famous for his voice acting, that he would just have an entourage of white guys pretending to be other races.
Yeah, it's so good.
Because it started with, I would be his agent, and I heard Asian.
Yeah, be a Chinaman.
Be a like Chinese guy that introduces, but like really obviously.
Why can't you call him Chinaman? Is it racist?
I think it is. I don't think it's like N-word level bad.
Yeah, but if someone like your dad is an Englishman,
Yeah.
he's an Englishman.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's probably because it was never like, oh, I really like those Chinamen. I think it was the sentence that came before it.
Yeah, like you got to get over it, you know. You are what you are.
You are what you are.
I really changed my opinion on that in Jamaica because they call people like Chinaman
Yeah.
or like white man.
Like, in the Western world, it's really easy to forget that the rest of the world is super racist all the time.
Yeah, they say crazy
I'm
shit
like,
on
it's
the
a
regular.
good thing that we aren't racist.
No.
But ask like a Korean guy what he thinks of a Japanese guy.
Yeah, they're not fans.
They fucking hate each other. And it's like it's like in the open. There's no consequences. Or ask like any European what they think of gypsies.
Yeah. Yeah, gypsies.
They will like whip their chest in public and be like, "Fuck them."
Yeah,
I wish
they're
they would all die.
subhuman, yeah.
Like they are a plague on us.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Europeans are always like very high horse about racism.
Yeah.
They're always like, "Oh, that's like an American thing, being
But
racist
not
to black
gypsies.
people." But not gypsies, because to them they're not even people.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, that's that other race."
Well, and it kills me. Here, you have all these dickheads that are like, oh, they're Romani. And I'm like, they're not Romani. They're not all Romanian.
No.
They're just peasant scum.
Yeah, like
You know?
they're just
they're
like
just fucking
roaming-
thieves.
Yeah, they're just the reason I don't have a bike anymore.
Yeah, like, dude, straight up, like, listening to my aunts and uncles talk about it in England or, like, going to Ireland and shit, and they're like, yeah, fucking pikeys, like, they're shit.
Well, yeah, they're different too in like on the British Isles.
Yeah,
like,
they're fucking garbage. They're garbage people who steal
any
everything.
gypsies listening to this on your stolen phone,
Yeah, fuck
you're on
you.
fucking blast.
Yeah, straight up, like, they just steal everything they
And
can.
they beg.
And they beg, and then when you don't give them something, even if you do, they pickpocket you.
When I was in Rome, we were like walking like on a guided tour, and like this old gypsy lady comes up, and they're always fucking limping with missing shit.
Yeah.
And she starts like trying to beg, and the like Italian girl who's like leading us around is like, "Pay no mind to the gypsy. Like, don't talk to the fucking gypsy. Leave the gypsy alone. Don't talk to her. Don't give her shit."
Yeah, don't.
And
yeah.
the gypsy girl just like the old lady starts fucking like cursing us. Like,
Yeah.
because they do magic.
Yeah.
Like she's trying to put a hex on us, and the girl running it was like, go!
Yeah,
Like,
they hate them.
like a pest.
Yeah, they
like
hate
if she
them,
had a
dude.
rolled up newspaper,
Yeah,
she would have been like, whack, bad.
Dude, I've seen that. My buddy goes to Italy. He's Italian. He goes to Italy like all the time.
Yeah.
And I was talking about gypsies, and he said, "Man, you want to see some crazy shit? I'll show you." He was sitting in a cafe, and he's sitting there, and this fucking gypsy comes up and starts begging some like tourists. And he's like, so he starts recording because he's like, "Oh, fucking gypsies in Italy," and the owner comes out. And it's like some old man coming up trying to fucking beg and whatever.
Yeah.
And the owner comes out and starts throwing shit at him, like throwing fucking chunks of bread, like humming them off his head. Like they fucking hate them.
They do.
Yeah, you don't fuck. But you know what? I'm just gonna say, you know what gets you not hated? Don't steal everyone's shit all the time, and people
Yeah.
won't hate you.
Yeah.
It's that easy, you know. Like
They
if you
hate
just stopped,
Nigerians, too.
yeah, it's the same fucking reason.
Because the Nigerians are all the ones that
They're
run the
con
like
artists.
the bracelet scams.
Yeah,
and
they're
shit.
fucking scam artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit, you're not well received. It's the same thing here with fucking Indian call centers. People are like, fucking Indian. It's like, yeah, well, you scam people all day. What do you expect? Like, don't scam.
If I was
thieving.
If I was in charge of India, the first thing I would do is put forth some legislation to get those fucking call centers
Dude.
away, because it gives them such a bad image.
It makes people hate Indians, and it's so fucking easy to solve. Just like get rid
Just
of
like
them.
stop having your people scam people.
Yeah, just don't scam
Because I think like
people.
every other country in the world, we're like, no, you don't get to open up a scam center.
Yeah, we have them in Brampton.
Oh, really?
We have domestic ones in Brampton. Well, because it's entirely Indian people there, right?
Yeah.
So they have them set up
I
in
think
Brampton.
I would do really well at a scam center.
Really?
Yeah, because
Well,
I don't
'cause you're white.
Because I'm white.
Yeah.
So I would call old people and be like, "Hello, ma'am," and they'd be like, "Oh, here's my entire pension.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is, sonny."
You know
It's
where?
like your computer's broken. I don't.
Do you know where
the
the largest scam center in the world is? Take a guess.
It's not going to be obvious. I'm going to say Egypt.
No.
No, where?
The largest collection of like the scam shit, the Indian type scam thing,
Yeah.
is Tel Aviv. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry in Tel Aviv, and they have like towers in downtown Tel Aviv.
That makes so much sense.
They have like built towers, and they're full of scammers. And they have entire districts. There's 2 or 3 of them where it's a full business district
Yeah.
that is fully based on like telemarketing scams.
The Indian-Israeli relations are always so funny to me because Indians fucking love Israelis
Yeah,
because they both hate Muslims
they both hate Muslims
They both
and
hate
love
Muslims.
stealing people's money.
and they love stealing people's money. But Israelis, like, also hate Indians
Yeah.
because they're brown. So, like, anytime you go on the internet and there's, like, Israel posting stuff on Twitter, it's just fucking Indian guys replying, be like, good
Great.
for you, great,
Yeah.
awesome. And then it's Israeli guys responding back, like, don't fucking talk to me, you fucking dog.
Yeah, you are a dog. Dude, have you heard about that? That is like a big thing.
What?
They get called dogs.
What, Indians do?
Yeah.
Why
that's
are they
like
called dogs?
I don't know. Get called dogs. That's
Oh,
a
shit.
big thing. Yeah.
However, I have seen the most incredible racism I've ever seen
What?
was Indians towards black people.
Oh, it's brutal.
Because there
They
was...
don't like dark Indians.
No, I mean, that's like whole caste system thing
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
right? But they're like... There's a video inside a nightclub in India, right? It's just like a packed nightclub full of Indian people, and they're all dancing, and one black guy responds to it and goes, "I know it smells crazy in there."
What?
That's just like what he responded to the video. He was like, "I know it smells crazy in there."
Damn.
And then it was thousands of Indians responding to this guy, just calling him the N-word.
Really?
Like, you monkey mother... Like, just... Like, it was some of the most intense, like, anti-black racism I've ever seen in my life.
That's fucked up.
And it was, like, paragraphs. People would go on and on and on.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It makes sense. Like, Pakistani people are kind of rednecks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know a couple Pakistani guys, and like they're rednecks. They love like shooting guns and shit. Like,
Yeah.
they're very much,
That
and they're
culture-
pretty conservative. Like, they very much make sense that they're like kind of rednecks.
Yeah,
So
very
Indians
religious.
would also be, because it was the one fucking country not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been up with you, man? How you doing?
Hold up, real quick. I
Yeah,
wanna
you got
throw-
one more thing?
Yeah, the fucking, have you ever heard the Churchill quote about the Bengal famine?
No.
Okay, so back in the day, like during the war,
Yeah, I know of
the Bengal famine. Yeah. So all these Indian people are dying, and they asked Churchill why he wouldn't divert like any food to help them, and he said, "quote I hate Indians. They are a beastly people with a beastly religion." This is like heavy caste system at the
Yeah.
time, right? "The famine was their own damn fault for breeding like rabbits. Our food will do nothing to help them. They will continue to die."
Yikes.
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, Churchill!"
That's fucking spicy.
Yeah, I know, eh? I was like, "Holy fuck, man!"
Yeah, I knew it was always like he didn't give a fuck about
He
that
did
family
not
at
give a
all.
fuck about India in general. He was like, "I don't care what happens to them. They're fucking. They'll
As
make
long as
more."
they remain under British control, he was fine. They can
Yeah.
die British
under
citizens.
British, yeah. He was like, "Yeah, whatever. They'll make more. Like they die, they'll make more."
They'll make more.
Yeah, like it's fine.
We're never gonna run out.
We're never gonna run out of Indians. Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck, bro? You're fucked up."
Do you see they found that sub?
What's up?
Remember that billionaire sub that went down like a year ago?
finally, yeah,
They found it?
It imploded, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly.
What happened?
Well, it was built improperly. It was built out of like carbon fiber,
Okay, yeah.
and like apparently there were spots where they had just like drilled into carbon fiber.
Well, that's not how you maintain the rigidity of carbon fiber.
No, it's really not. So just once they hit a certain level, it just like
Yeah.
like squished them on the inside. But there was an outer piece, like a shroud on it, that was fine. It was the carbon fiber that crushed
Interior, yeah.
the interior. So they found it. There's no remains to be found at all. They just turned into mist.
Really?
Yeah, it fully compressed in like 0.25 seconds.
Well, because they went down Marianas Trench, didn't they?
No, they were looking for the Titanic,
Yeah, it's too deep.
which is really deep,
Yeah.
right? So one, they're getting flexed on by the U.S. Coast Guard because their sub got all the way to the bottom. Found it,
Yeah.
right? So that's like a huge dunk. But the ratchet strap on the outside is still holding.
What?
There's like a ratchet strap that was holding some shit onto it. That is still fully intact. So that means that when they did that ratchet strap, some guy definitely smacked it and said, that's not going anywhere, which is what you do when you ratchet strap something, right? And he was right.
And he was fully
And he was
right.
fully fucking right. If I did that ratchet strap, I'd be looking at this footage like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, look at my work.
Look what
Damn
I did.
straight. I know how to ratchet something.
Yeah, that fucking sub was a whole disaster.
Dude,
I
I
read up on it.
Yeah, that's one of the dumbest
You couldn't-
disasters I've ever seen.
You couldn't open it from the inside.
It had to be open from the
It
outside.
had to be open from the outside because they were like, well, we lost it, and if they surface, then they're still going to die because no one knows where they are. They'd just be trapped in this fucking sub on the surface. And they were driving
They
it
would
with
eventually eat each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, they piloted it with like a fucking controller.
Yeah.
It looked like a PlayStation 2 controller.
Yeah, honestly, like,
I don't get it.
there's this thing that's happened in the last, like, I want to say in the last, like, 40 years, maybe even, like, 20 years, where professionals are no longer respected for their profession, and
No.
everyone thinks they can do everything, and they just fucking can't.
Yeah, it's the internet.
Like, man, watching people that, like, go on the internet and call themselves a chef, and then I watch what they make, and I'm like, you're a fucking abomination.
Yeah.
You know, like, you are not a chef. What you've done is wrong.
Yeah, as soon
Yeah.
as I hear someone do the, like, well, I do my own research.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, immediately.
Okay,
I'm like,
what? Yeah, like, what?
What's your research, like,
Dude, how many people have died
how many peer-reviewed
believing they're
studies?
pilots?
Yeah.
You know?
How many peer-reviewed studies have you read?
Yeah.
Or are you just, like, a master of Google and Facebook?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude, what was the one? I got into it with someone the other day.
Online or in person?
In person.
Ooh.
Yeah, about... Fuck! They were telling me about some shit, and I was like, this is like the most common dumbass thing I've ever heard. And they're like, no, man, I'm telling you, I read this. And I was like, I've also read it, and you're wrong. And
Yeah.
I've never read anything that says that. And they're like, no, I saw it on, like, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I read it on PubMed?
Yeah.
On a fucking, yeah, like on a resource for education, not on fucking Instagram, you retard.
It's like every single time someone's like, I think I figured
I
out
apologize,
perpetual
retard is uncouth.
The, like, people that are like, I think I've figured out perpetual motion machines.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
You haven't.
you haven't, because
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah, you haven't.
No, because all you got to do is put water over it.
No.
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 Because you're not a physicist, and this is not.
And I was like,
gonna
no, because there's a
happen.
lot, like, obviously, like, there's a loss of energy.
Yes, always.
Always.
There's
that has
always
to happen.
energy expenditure, which you would know if you went to your
If you
grade
went
12
to,
physics
yeah,
class.
high school physics class,
Yeah.
and they're like, but I think this would work. It's like,
No.
that's not a suggestion.
Yeah.
That rule.
I think this would work does not make things work.
No, it's not. That rule isn't a suggestion. That's just how the universe is.
Yeah.
Okay? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it drives me fucking nuts.
But there is something humbling about thinking you know more about something than you actually do. And you, like...
What,
you, like,
and getting checked?
Yeah, and you, like, take a chance. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a smart motherfucker right now. And you start talking.
And someone eats
and
you.
there's gaps in your knowledge, so you kind of fill them in, like, on the fly.
Yeah.
And some guy who does know is like, no.
No, that's wrong.
No, and then explain it to you, and you're like, oh.
Dude,
That's a humbling experience that everyone needs to have.
I had this conversation at our work the one day. I was listening to two of our friends, I'm not going to say who they are, talking about hair loss. And I would say that I'm extraordinarily knowledgeable. Why
Yeah,
are you
we
looking at
can't
my hair?
You can't even tell.
Shut the fuck up. But I would say I'm very knowledgeable on the, like, biomechanical
Were
functions.
these two guys bald?
No. these two guys are losing some hair.
Okay.
And I was like, listening to them, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like your mother's father, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, it's not. That's so wrong.
That's like a wives' tale.
Yeah, I was like, that's no wives' tale. And they're like, oh yeah, well, like I've been using this shampoo, and it's supposed to bring back. I was like, shampoo's not going to fix your hair. You can buy any shampoo in the whole fucking world. It's not going to do anything. It'll make the hair you have look thicker.
You need to take drugs.
Yeah. You want to do it? You take finasteride. You want to save your fucking hair? Men? Fucking guys out there? You want to save your hair?
And you want to do it before you start losing hair.
Yeah. Ideally, you're
it.
Preventative.
Yeah.
But you can take finasteride if you've lost hair and the follicle has not died. There's a point in time which the follicle...
too late.
Yeah, the follicle stops producing hair. And then there's a point at which the follicle itself actually dies and will not produce hair ever again.
And that's when you book a trip to Turkey.
That's when you got to get hair implants. If you get it when you've like kind of freshly lost the hair and you want to get your hair back, it's been inside of a couple of years, you can take finasteride, okay? And that will shut down DHT. It will shut down DHT. DHT is the most androgenic androgen in your body. I love that I'm clearing it up because both of these cocksuckers listen to this fucking podcast, and you're both stupid for what you were saying.
Damn.
Yeah, you both fucking sounded so dumb, so you should know that you were wrong. Finasteride will shut down DHT production in the scalp, which is what causes androgenic alopecia. It's in the fucking name. It's called androgenic alopecia because androgens cause alopecia, which is the loss of hair from an excess of androgens. Anyway, take finasteride, then you put minoxidil on there, and you'll fucking get a bunch of hair back. It'll blow your fucking mind. But if you ever stop that shit, because you're pausing a natural growth and shed cycle
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you're pausing a growth. Like there is cycles. Your hair goes through cycles where it sheds and then it grows more, and then it sheds more and then it grows more. And it goes through these natural cycles. But when you take finasteride and minoxidil, it fucking pauses that. So if you stop or if you don't take it consistently, you're gonna fuck everything up and you'll lose anything you gained will be out the window.
Yeah.
So you have to just take it forever. Oh, and by the way, shutting down DHT production in your body has serious fucking side effects.
Just go bald.
Dude,
be a bald
it
guy.
turns you into a fucking bitch boy. It's straight up. You're shutting down the most androgenic androgen in your body. Of course, you're gonna become a little bitch boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go from built Ford tough to built bitch made.
It's easy for us to say because we're not losing hair.
Yeah, I've lost some hair. I say this. My whole family has this shit hairline.
That's just a mature.
It's
your
not though.
hair
I've had it
changes
since
when
I
you-
was
when
like
you turn,
14.
Oh really?
I've
when
always
you go
had
like
this,
18
yeah.
to 20, your hair changes a little bit. You get like a
Yeah.
man's.
You got this probably dips in a little more. Yeah, and it's thinned out, I'm sure. But
That's whatever. It's
you know
part
what?
Of,
I'll
it's
just
part
fucking
of
shoot
being older.
myself before I go bald.
It's part of just accepting that age happens, and aging gracefully is a nice thing, or just painting the fucking ceiling because you're not fun anymore.
Just paint the ceiling. If you
Yeah.
go bald, just kill yourself.
Yeah, and then your big bald ass head. can sit
No,
in that
honestly,
open
though-
open casket.
Honestly, the fucking men's hair loss thing, I feel like guys just don't appreciate the fact that, like, just do some prevention.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, eat healthier. Be somewhat conscious of
Nah,
your
I can't be
fucking
doing
diet.
that.
Now, you know what? A great thing, honestly, a huge thing for hair loss that people aren't conscious of?
Stress.
Stress is a huge one. And then, like, pre-diabetic, you can, like, never develop diabetes, but live with, like, pre-diabetic blood markers.
Yeah.
Dude, that, like, poor sugar regulation and glucose regulation in your body destroys your fucking hair. If you eat a lot of sugar and a lot of, like, sweets, you'll fucking lose
Gotta
your
hop
hair.
on the Fresca gang.
Dude,
guys.
you gotta fucking, you gotta drink diet and eat vegetables.
Diet sodies, baby.
Yeah, Diet Coke.
Diet
Diet Coke
Coke.
so your cum tastes like it.
Yeah, and there's only one way to test that.
Yeah, you shoot it into your buddy's
You lay
mouth.
on your bed against your headboard and put your ass up on the
No.
headboard and then fling your legs
Go
back.
into your buddy's room while he's sleeping and
And be
just
like,
like,
"Does this
shoot
taste like-"
it.
Shoot it in his mouth, and then when he wakes up, be like, "Oh, I gave you a sip of Diet Coke." And if he believes you,
then you
if
got
he's
you're
like,
at the right
no,
amount.
that's nut. Then you have to eat. You have to drink more.
You
Diet
gotta
Coke.
drink.
Because your markers aren't there.
Oh.
I've had times, because I work at a restaurant, so like the fountain pop or whatever is a thing. I used to drink a bunch of iced tea. It's a lot of fucking
it's a lot of sugar.
So I was like, I'll just drink Diet Cokes, right? 0 calories, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
And there was like a few days where I was drinking like 6 liters a day.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I pissed the one time and I smelled aspartame.
yeah.
And I was like, this is a lot.
Dude,
my kidneys are fighting for their fucking life.
I really, really try to like not fucking drink copious amounts of Diet Coke because it is brutal.
Kids who had ant farms were strange.
I had ant farms.
You had an ant farm?
I had two. I had carpenter ants, and they got out in the house one day, and
That's
my
the
mom
problem.
freaked out, and she
Yeah.
had to get the house gassed.
Gas.
Yeah, they gassed the
Oh,
whole house.
yeah, because they're carpenter ants. They eat the wood.
They're like, yeah, you need to like fill your house with gas, because they're like, they'll eat every 2x4 in here.
I had a friend of a friend, and we went over to his house, and he had like a really poisonous millipede.
Really? That's kind of cool.
But it was so poisonous that he had to have it like in a terrarium inside another terrarium.
Yeah, inside like a
Because they'll like sneak out and shit. And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, if this gets out, it can like kill people pretty quick.
That's crazy.
Which is probably like wicked illegal to have.
I had a buddy growing up that had a cobra.
Really?
Yeah, it was really scary, and he was way too fucking comfortable with that thing. I'm sure he's died from it. I haven't heard
Yeah,
from that guy in
yeah,
years.
he's dead
I'm
as
sure
fuck.
he's dead from that. Not even joking. He used to play with it like a fucking cobra with the mark on its head, and it,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, and it would spit at us. Do you know
Is
about
it poison that they spit?
this? They spit fucking venom.
Yeah.
They like and shoot it at you.
And he was like, that's fun.
Yeah, and he would laugh it off, and like he'd play with it and like pull it around by the tail and stuff, and like he'd play with it and would like tap it on the head and shit. I was like, dude, you're fucked. This thing's gonna kill you one day.
That's scary.
And I haven't heard
know
from-
you own a snake, and I think you're a bit of an exception here, but snake people kind of freak me out.
Snake people freak me out. Yeah.
Like, stop having such weird pets.
Yeah, yeah.
Get a cat or a
I've
dog.
always had weird pets, but like, yeah, there's a fucking line.
Get a
Like
fish.
lightning's not gonna
He's
kill
like an
anybody.
old-ass snake, too.
Yeah, and he's old. He's so old now. He's at the end of his life expectancy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
That's going to be an awful day.
Yeah, it is.
It'll be a dark day.
It will be a dark day.
Yeah. But, like, people that have, like birds, too.
Yeah, birds live way too long. Birds, I really don't like. I found out.
So loud.
So my fiance's parents, they got birds.
Oh, fuck. They talk?
Yes.
Oh.
They got a parakeet. I don't know. The white one's cockatiel, something like that. I don't fucking know. Nor do I care. And then the other one's an African gray,
Okay.
which are like really smart. That's who Einstein is, the smartest bird in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know about Einstein?
No, I don't.
Super smart. Knows like fuckloads of words.
Okay.
Like a stupid amount of training. But anyway, so they have one of each of these birds. Anyway, they got this bird, and she's telling me like, "Oh, my mom got a bird." And we go over there, and I'm like, "Whatever." And I walk in. I'm not joking. I walked in. I was like, "Oh yeah, like cool. I've been around parrots." Sit down, and this thing starts walking towards me and goes, "Hello."
Ah!
And I was like, "Holy fuck! I'm scared of birds."
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wow, I'm a grown man and I have a new fear, and it
They
is
shouldn't
fucking
sound
talking
like that.
parrots.
They shouldn't talk. They shouldn't sound like
You
that.
shouldn't
be able
talk
to hear
to
'em.
me. Yeah, yeah, you shouldn't talk to me in my language.
And they'll whistle. Like,
Yeah.
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 Oh my god, I don't like them. And they look at you.
Yeah, and they make also, the fucking that's what crazy people do. Yeah.
they're like the crackhead animal.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Dude. Yeah, and they can imitate like tons of noises. Like it was sitting
It's
there.
just what they hear. They
Yeah,
don't have the
it's-
brain power to talk. It's I'm
I'm
telling myself this.
No, they understand. She understands. Her name's B. She understands like when she wants certain things, that she'll be like, or like if they want to go to bed, like the one goes, "Portia, go night night,"
No.
and she want that. Yeah, she wants you to take her to her fucking cage. She wants to go to bed. Yeah.
Hate that.
Fucked up,
Hate
eh?
it.
I don't like
Hate
it.
it so much.
Don't like it.
And bird people always have them like on their finger, like, oh, they're so cute. Like, no, it's
No, that's fucking
freaky.
creepy, dude.
It's
yeah.
freaky. It's unblinking eyes are
Yeah.
just staring at me.
Honestly,
I
I think I would feel the same way about like chimps. Like they're
Yeah.
way too close to people, man.
they're fucking dangerous.
Yeah, you want to know something like straight up? This is something I thought about.
Yeah.
Every human I know, every single person I know. What's one of the easiest animal sounds to replicate perfectly? It's fucking chimp.
Yeah, that's true. Because they're
Dude.
close.
Yeah, everyone does that. It sounds real as fuck. You ever hear a chimp? They sound exactly like that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every
it's
single
way
person I
too
know,
close.
every single person I know would lose in a fight to a chimp.
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, we'd get our asses handed to us. They would just
we would just
beat
get
you.
ripped apart.
Yeah, they'd pull your arm off and beat you up with it.
You know what they actually do?
What?
They go for your face and your genitals
Really?
because they're the softest parts on you and they're the easiest parts to rip off.
What?
They don't swing; they rip.
Oh yeah, they do like
They
that.
grab and they pull. So they go for your nose and your lips and they try to rip those off, and then they'll try and rip your dick off.
What?
Because also, if a chimp's fighting another chimp, the best way to get the other chimp to stop is rip his testicles off. Because like it's too much. That's so much pain that you can't even fathom it. Like if just and it's a hand, just like yeah.
Dude, do they not have balls?
What do you mean?
Like, do they lose their balls kind of regularly?
Yeah, and then they're on the ground howling in pain, and then they get beaten to death. Like, there's people that go and study like chimps because they form like tribes and shit.
Yeah.
In the wild, and they'll go study them, and they're like, this is so fantastic. They're so close to us. We see them raise their young. They have like a way of communicating that's incredible. And then one tribe will go to war with another tribe, and they'll have to leave. They'll be like, I can't watch any more of this depravity.
Yeah.
Because they'll just like grab babies from the other tribes,
just,
like
boom!
bop, bop, kill
Yep.
it. They'll like just rape and kill all the women in the other. Like they
Dude,
are,
that is one thing.
and they're like, I can't believe that this is the same animal that was like slowly nursing its baby and sharing food.
I don't
and then
understand
they
that.
groom each
It
other.
should be a lesson to us that this is what's inside of us.
That's true.
That's people, man. You.
They're
I
like-
love hearing people believe that people can't do like, oh, the people who do those horrible things, they're sick. Nah, I honestly,
It's right under the surface.
everyone can do it. You push someone to the fucking edge, they'll do some crazy shit that would blow your mind.
That's true.
You know, you take a normal person and put them in like some really extraordinary circumstances, they will blow your mind how evil they get. Like that. Like,
I think though,
Done.
if I was studying like gorillas for 3 months and I had a favorite and I watched it fight another gorilla and lose, I think it'd probably break me a little bit
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that would fuck me up a bit.
yeah.
It'd be like if you just made a friend and then he was like beaten to death in front of you one day.
Yeah.
You're like, that fucked me up a bit.
Yeah, that's life as
And
a
it's-
primate.
Yeah, and I can't step in and help because I can't separate two gorillas.
You could. You just sit on the sidelines with an AK. Be like,
I don't even know.
don't touch Robert! Boom!
Robert. I don't even know though. Like, I feel like a gorilla could take a couple.
Oh, for sure they can. Yeah. Have you ever never seen them like get in fights with poachers?
No. Well, because they don't know what a bullet is.
No, they don't give a fuck. They
They
get
just
shot
hear
like 5, 6.
something loud over there.
Yeah,
and
they
then,
get shot
ow.
5 or 6 times and they just like keep running and they murder people.
And then they just die later.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have no idea what getting shot is like.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
You ever think about how, like, if you went to medieval times with like an AK-47 and 60 bullets, you could probably run the world?
Dude, I think this is, you know how people talk about the Roman Empire thought thing? I have this thought
Yeah.
like once a week. Minimum once a week, where I'm like, I should invent a time machine and go back to medieval England with a gun.
Just a shotgun. You're a wizard.
No, fuck that. You go back with akimbo handguns and like go back with 2 Desert Eagles, a lot of ammo, and a fucking.
You wouldn't even need that much.
You wouldn't need that much, and you go back with like You go back with like an M16 with like 400 rounds. 400 rounds, you could wipe out an army.
Well, yeah, you just need to make an example of one, and then everyone goes, "Oh, that's the wizard with his really loud kill stick."
Yeah, who can kill a whole army
and
solo.
he can kill you from like a mile away,
Yeah,
right? So like he's in charge now.
yeah.
That's the guy.
Dude, that'd be sweet.
Yeah,
Getting that medieval tang, damn.
Probably stink.
It's probably gross, actually.
Probably is gross. Most people bathe like.
I don't
once.
know, though, because they wouldn't have been using soap and stuff as much back then, so then they would have had, like, a much better natural microbiome to deal with everything. They probably weren't that stinky.
They were definitely stinky.
You think they were stinky?
Yes, especially in the cities.
Yeah, that's why you gotta fuck those country girls, you know?
Yeah, but they're just frolicking in the mud all day. Like,
Yeah, but
dude,
they
it
go
was
in the
a
river all the time.
It was a stinky time.
It was a stinky time?
It was
Really?
a very stinky time.
That's
yeah.
unfortunate.
Before, like, people invented plumbing and shit.
Yeah.
Just, like, poop on the road.
Maybe I'd go to ancient Persia. They were pretty.
You'd be worshipped like a god there, I think.
You with a gun? Yeah,
and
fuck
plus
yeah.
looking the way you do, they've never seen anyone like that.
Yeah, I'd show up. Can you imagine how cool that'd be? Show up in ancient
pale
Persia.
one.
Show up in ancient Persia, kill a couple guys, and then be like, all right, where is my harem of women?
I feel like you get killed in your sleep pretty quick, though.
You think so?
Yeah, they're like, this guy's got way too much power.
True, the Persians wouldn't be putting up with that. The English in medieval times were illiterate.
Yeah, they'd be like,
They were like, okay, you're the king.
you're the king now. Christian
Yeah,
the
Persians
First.
saved algebra. Do you know about that?
No.
When Europe went into the Dark Ages, where they became illiterate fucktards,
They just got really religious, right? Is
yeah,
that what
they
it
got
was?
super religious, and like no one could read except the priests,
Yeah.
and they were just stupid. Like straight up, they were just uneducated and stupid. And yeah, the like Persians came in and stole all their books, like a lot of books, and like they preserved like literature and algebra.
Okay.
And preserved it for hundreds of years till Europe left the Dark Ages, and like came back to being.
We had to like figure that out again.
Dude, they came back to being like more normal, and then Persia came back, like that. Whatever those like, the Middle Eastern empires came back and were like, here, like you guys seem like you've calmed the
You
fuck
figured
down.
it out.
Yeah, like you can have books back. Here you go. These are your books.
Books.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, because they were burning literature in the streets in England. Do you know about this?
Oh, really? Just because it
Yeah,
was.
in protest. The church encouraged them to do it because the church figured out that if no one could read except the church, then the only people that could interpret the Bible were the people in control of it. And if they controlled the interpretation, they controlled everyone because everyone was scared of God.
And people went along with it.
And they went along with it and became completely illiterate. There was a time in history where like
they were literate, and then they
like yeah, medieval Europe was like illiterate. They were the Dark Ages. They were fucking idiots. Stupid people.
That's why we don't have a good idea a lot of what happened, because no one wrote anything down.
Yeah, the only people that wrote stuff down were the church and Middle Easterns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty fucking nuts.
that's crazy, eh?
I think about like how much of a detriment being illiterate would be, like how much that would fuck your life up.
Dude, that would ruin your life.
It would ruin your life. And I think it's like 1 in 4 Americans is technically illiterate.
Really?
Yeah, because there's stages of it, right? There's like completely not knowing, and then there's like
Can't read a book, but can read signs and shit.
no, there's like I can't recognize letters as shapes, and then there's like I can read a street sign, but I can't, like, if you gave me a sentence, I couldn't decipher it. You know what I mean? There's a sliding scale of like
Yeah.
how illiterate you can be.
It's crazy to me. Like, so this is a big thing happening now with kids. Do you know about this?
No.
Kids nowadays don't read properly.
Yeah, they don't see letters as sounds; they see them as shapes.
Yeah,
And
they see words as
shape.
shapes. So
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I know that shape. That's this word.
Yeah, and that's what it means.
Yeah.
But if they've never seen the shape before, they can't figure it out.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's like, we fucked kids up a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, we really fucked kids up. Like, kids are actually like getting dumber.
Yeah, they're in a bad... I know, people talk about, oh, they're smarter. They're so much smarter now. Look at how fast they are with the iPad. I'm like, yo, they're using an iPad. Like, that's not an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's a dopamine machine.
Yeah, like, fucking, are you kidding me? Yeah, like, dude, that's not a good indicator of intelligence by
No.
by any measure at all.
No, not at
Like,
all.
the fact that they can't read or, like... Yeah, okay, all our teachers were wrong and we totally do have a calculator in our pocket for the rest of our life.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, I do math on the fly in my head every single day of my
Yeah,
life.
I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, basic stuff is pretty fine.
Dude,
And I can give approximations.
Yeah,
if it
I do
doesn't need to
math
be
all the
exact.
fucking time in my head. And I can remember an assortment of numbers. They can't.
No.
Kids nowadays can't do that. It's
And
crazy.
it's attention span issues as well. I feel for them. Because, like, life's going to
Yeah.
be really hard. Like, they can't be bored.
No, life's going to be really bad. I have a feeling you'll see, like, enormous amounts of anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm. Because
Enormous.
they're not going to understand being bored,
Yeah.
right? And, like, some learning you only or I only did because it was better than doing literally nothing.
Yeah.
But no one does nothing anymore.
Yeah, that is a thing. I remember I used to go on, like, documentary deep dives and, like, just,
Or
like,
even just like,
research
well, I
deep
might as
dives.
well do my fucking homework because what else am I going to do?
Yeah, because I'm bored and I'm saying
It's
I'm
raining.
doing nothing. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
raining out. I can't go outside. Which
Yeah.
is crazy. They don't want to go outside.
But they're finding, like, if you kind of force them to, they'll be like, holy shit, this is fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, like, they're still children, right? But their immediate knee-jerk, because they're children and they don't understand, like, delayed gratification and stuff,
Yeah.
they'll be like, no, I don't want to go outside. And people will just be like, well, that's easier than fighting with them. So they let them stay inside.
That's
but, like,
stupid.
if you take a kid to a playground, they're gonna figure it out and, like, have fun. Or you take a kid to the beach
Yeah, take a kid to the
and, like,
beach.
not have it be an option to, like, sit on a screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're doing. You can't sit there on the iPad on the beach. We're at the beach at play.
Yeah,
They'll do it.
Do whatever.
They'll
do
figure it
something.
out, and you can, like, reinforce that.
Man, honestly, I really fucking
What? You're freaking out.
I'm freaking out now. It really makes me wonder, man. Makes me wonder what's going to happen. What's the world going to look like in 20, 30 years, you
I
know?
don't know. We're going to be at war.
You think
Over
so?
water.
We are going to be at war over
I'm going
water.
to be sunk off a ship off the coast of Nunavut. That's what's going to happen.
I think that how long do you think before we actually go to war for water?
I don't think we ever do.
Really?
Yeah.
Canada has no backbone right now. And we give our water up for nothing, and I actually think it's pathetic.
I think at some point it's going to be less about, like, countries' governments, and it's going to be more about, like, buying power.
What do you mean?
Like, there's going to be, like, lakes and shit in Canada that are just going to become privately owned by, like, Nestle and shit.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, me neither, but I think that's how it's going to go down. And
Yeah.
instead of, like, fighting for it, there's going to be, like, multinational conglomerates that own the water, and we just have to pay a lot for it.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to end up being. The boring way. Right? Like, the U.S. isn't going to invade Canada for water.
Yeah,
A
they
company
steal
owned.
a lot from Lake Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, they basically steal it now anyways.
Yeah.
But, like, there's going to be a company set up in the U.S. that's going to buy land from us. That's how it's going to happen.
I've thought that we should really confront the states about the water thing. Because there are certain years where they have an exorbitant amount of water waste. And they don't know how to water crops. Like, any Americans listening, I have been to Nebraska and seen the fucking circular cornfields where they water from the top at midday. Like, you guys are stupid. Obviously a bunch of uneducated plebs. What
We do know
fucking
better.
dumbass farm boy was like, you know what would be a great idea? If I missed my fucking corn from 10 feet above it, if I missed it at 12 o'clock noon in 35 degree heat. It's going to boil off, you fucking moron. It's not doing anything. You're just wasting water.
Yeah.
Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever
Is
seen.
it because, like, we have a lot more rules here on, like, water conservation?
Yes, yeah,
then in
and
the
they
States,
don't.
They're just like, no, do whatever the fuck
do whatever you want. But so one thing I want to confront them about is the fact that, like, all of the water in the Great Lakes are headwaters that are Canada.
Yeah.
All of that water belongs to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It does not belong to the United States, and I don't think they're entitled to it. I actually actively think that we should be fighting them on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have either clean up your fucking water conservation, and like
You don't need any more water. You have the Mississippi River.
which is fed by us.
Yeah.
That's entirely fed by Canadian
Enjoy
water.
your river.
Yeah, they have that in fucking Michigan Bay. Yeah,
Yeah, we're still talking Great Lakes here, people.
but fucking, it's like, come on, man, that's our water.
Yeah.
We make it. We make it in Canada, and then it goes into Lake Superior, and then it feeds everything else. Mm-hmm. It's our fucking water.
Yeah, I know. And like they pay like a ridiculous like pennies for the liter.
Pennies, dude. What is Nestle paying? 14 cents per 100,000 liters.
Yeah.
That is a fucking
It's nothing. It's literally nothing.
dude. We might as well just pay them to rob us.
Yeah.
Like what? And
Yeah,
then
I know.
sell it back off to us at $1 a bottle. Get fucked.
I mean, if you buy bottled water, you're a bit of a
You're a donkey.
bit of an idiot.
You're a
anyway,
donkey.
so-
Yeah. Yeah. Bottled water is the only bottled water I buy is Fiji.
Is it actually from there, or is that just a brand name?
No, it's from Japan.
It's from Japan.
Yeah.
It's Japanese water.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was from Fiji.
No, I'm pretty sure it's from Japan, dude. Fiji water? Are you
Yeah.
Maybe it is, actually. Maybe it is from Fiji, but it's way better. It is better quality water.
How stupid is it that we have water here and then we pump water out of the ground in Japan and like definitely put it on a ship over here?
And then ship it over here?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
We got water here.
Yeah, I know, but it's better quality water.
What do you mean quality water?
There's like much more minerals.
We can add the minerals here.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same as like naturally occurring. It's
Okay.
not.
I just want pure water. That's what I want.
Okay, here the water. It begins as a cloud. High above.
Oh fuck! They're explaining the water cycle.
No, this is how it like where they source from.
Okay.
They source from tropical rainfalls. That's literally where it comes from.
It's rainwater.
Yeah, but it gets filtered through like volcanic and rock and shit. Like they have heavy protection on where this water is sourced from.
Is it from Fiji?
Yeah,
So that's like half of Fiji's GDP there.
it must be.
Is like their water. Because what the fuck else is there in Fiji?
I want to see like Fiji waters water quality report. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Dasani.
Yeah, like they don't have chloride and fluoride and shit in it. They actually don't.
That is an OG conspiracy, and I love that
What,
one. The
fluoride?
fluoride in the water making you dumb.
No, it doesn't make you dumb.
It makes you subservient.
It
right?
calcifies your pituitary gland, which it actually does do that.
It also is an incredible help for public
Okay,
mental health.
all right, hold up. Here's where I'm gonna go. Okay.
They're putting chemicals in the water.
Fluoride
To make Christian
is
gay.
the best thing that you can give to people to keep their teeth from rotting and falling
It's
into their
it's
head.
all fluoride. Any sort of toothpaste, any sort
Yeah.
of dental thing.
It is
It's just whatever's got the most-
extraordinarily
it's
good
so
for your
good.
teeth. It protects your enamel, which is a huge
Kills
thing.
bacteria. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's great. That being said, it does calcify your pituitary gland, and we don't fully understand the like negative repercussions of that.
Yeah.
We don't, because that's believed to be the third eye, right?
Oh
Do
my
you know
God.
about this?
So now it's schizophrenic.
It's believed. So, like when you talk about the third eye,
Yeah,
it's
mine's
your
open,
pituitary gland. It's probably not.
my third eye is open.
So I'm just gonna throw this out there. It's probably not because you've had so much fluoride.
Is your third eye open?
Like I actively seek out fluoride-free stuff.
Do you really?
I'm scared of it a little bit. It freaks me out, man. It does freak me
What
out.
does your third eye do?
I don't want calcification in my brain. That's called CTE, bro. And
How many concussions do you have?
like 6 or
That
8.
that has done so much more damage than fluoride. will
Exactly.
ever
I
do.
don't need more damage. I'm like a little worried about it. I think fluoride's good, and I still use like fluoride toothpaste.
We
But
drink so much alcohol.
yeah, but that doesn't have fluoride in it.
It swells your brain though.
What are you talking about? I just have comfy brain.
It smooths it out for me.
Yeah. Feels great in there, dude.
Yeah, it's just swimming around.
Yeah,
my brain's like half the size of my skull by now, so it just like.
I've actively started going to vodka.
Why?
It's cleaner.
It's easier in the mornings.
It is much easier in the morning. You just feel kind of foggy.
Oh no, I meant like it's easier to get down in the morning.
Oh. Oh.
Dude, I just wrapped up like a little bit of a bender.
Yeah. Yeah, I
you were there for
noticed.
some
Yeah,
of it.
you went on a little haywire there.
I did go a little haywire.
I'm shocked you went out after we went out.
Dude, I did not want to.
Dude, he
did
asked
want
me
to.
and I was like, really? Josh is out? And he goes, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm stoned and watching Star Wars.
I was like, I sat there and that day was the first time in a while that I was like, I need a hair of the dog, like first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And I didn't. Because
Oh,
it probably
rough.
would have helped. But that is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
You start drinking in the morning to
I
kill a
won't,
hangover.
I
Whoa.
won't hair the dog on principle. I won't do it.
What if you're like on vacation
No.
and there's like mimosas or Caesars or whatever?
The only time I ever do it is... No, I don't do it.
Okay.
I don't like
do
it.
on rare occasions.
I really like, if I'm really hungover, I like cappuccinos. Like a real cappuccino.
Mm-hmm.
So on vacation, maybe once or twice, I've like put Bailey's in a cappuccino in the morning.
Every Italian in the world just screamed.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're
Why?
so particular about that shit. It's dumb.
Yeah, that's when I don't love it. I've had rum in Cuba in the morning in my coffee, like a bit of rum in my coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I was like, I didn't, but I was like, damn, I should. And then I went out again and had 2 beers, and I was like, I feel great.
really?
Yeah.
Oh damn. Oh,
And then
it
yesterday,
hits too hard for me the next
I
day.
finished up 3 days, and yesterday the dopamine crash I had was like insane. I was so sad
Really?
for nothing. I was just like moping. Like, ugh.
It's like, what have I done?
Like, what a you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, you do get that feeling, eh?
I
Where
do.
you're like, what the
I get
fuck?
that, and fucking ever since I turned 25, the hangxiety.
The hangxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get this. I don't get
do.
this the way you do.
No.
You get like anxiety.
I get anxious. I get really upset.
Yeah.
If I get like super drunk, I get really upset the next day.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I tread on eggshells around people that I was with. Cause like I have to constantly remind myself like everyone else was drunk too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Even if everyone else isn't drunk, if you're like at a bar, man, like that's just what people do.
Yeah, I know. But like the deep part of my brain was like, you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You remember that dumb thing you said? Everyone heard that. They're gonna remember it forever.
Dude, there are some times like, okay, can I say this on here?
If it's not, I'll take it out.
No, I'm not gonna say it. There are times though when I've said shit where like the next day I'm like, fuck, I can't see that person for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, they gotta like have enough life experience to forget that.
Yeah, because it's like, fuck me, eh?
Yeah, I've blacked out at a certain bar. And I woke up the next day and I was like, yeah, 2 months. I can't show my face in there.
In that bar.
Like I can't
Yeah.
show my face to any of those servers. Can't do any of that. And then realized I walked out on a bill, so I had to go back anyways.
Dude, that is rough. Walking out on a bill, especially in a place where like you've been a bunch of times and people know you and they're like,
And they're like, oh, he's good for it. He was
Yeah,
just like
like-
too fucked up or whatever.
yeah. It's like,
Oh
he'll
my
come
god,
back.
that shame. When you
Yeah.
like walk in and immediately there's like a machine in front of you and you're like,
Yeah, I told you that happened to me not that long ago.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was with a couple buddies and I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, they didn't pay for him. This is you. I was like, oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm having 1 beer and going home. I'm not doing this.
Because I always make it home. I've never not made it home.
Yeah.
I always make it to bed. I never lose my wallet.
You
my
never
keys.
not made it home?
Never not made it home. I make it
Never.
home every time.
Really?
No matter how, like, and I've been
Tanked.
tanked. I always make it home. I always make it in the bed, and I never lose my phone, my wallet, or my keys.
Yeah, me neither.
Not once. I always make that happen. So what happens is, it's like, I'm out. Whatever, it's the 8th shot. This is so dumb. Why do I take 8 shots? Wake up. 10 a.m.
Really?
It's like that.
And you're just done. Gone.
Yeah, I just wake up the next day. And then I've got to be like, okay, look through the phone.
You like black the fuck out, eh? Oh, see, I don't get that. I have pretty good memory.
No, I black out.
Occasionally there's
Or people will
stuff
tell me-
I don't remember, but I remember like most
People
of my
will
nights.
tell me stuff that happened, and I'll get like a one frame of it.
Yeah.
Like it'll bring it back a little bit of a fuzziness.
Yeah, where you're like, okay, I kind of.
But then I gotta be like, oh fuck, did I text anybody?
Yeah.
Look through the phone, okay. Did I call anybody? Can't.
Oh, I've sent big texts to people before.
Oh, the ones where you're like, I love you so much.
Oh, it's
Oh!
so brutal. Oh my god.
Fuck, I feel gross.
Dude, that gives me anxiety.
Because
That
then, and
does,
then
'cause
you
then
have
you're
to
like-
see those people, and you're like, hey, and they didn't respond. Or
Yeah.
they're like, haha, I love you too, buddy. Have a good night.
Yeah, and they know you're just fucked, and you're like, oh, I'm a dickhead. I'm a dickhead.
There should be a thing where it's like, once I have my third drink, my phone is just locked.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only things I can open is like an Uber app.
Uber, and like your conversation with your wife.
And I can't type anything. It just sends a snapshot of my location every hour.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I want my phone to
Dude,
do.
honest to God, we should invent that because that is like, I've said some stupid shit where I'm like, man, I love that guy so much.
I gotta tell him.
Yeah, it's like, no, you don't
And
have
it's
to.
like 2:30.
Yeah.
He responds at 7:30 when he's going to work.
Yeah, and it's like, what's up, douchebag?
He was like, I hope you had a good night. You're like, ugh. What
Yeah.
the fuck? You always
Yeah.
be my brother, man. I love you so
Yeah, like, it makes me want to delete myself.
Yeah, I know. And then you see them, and if you see them within a week, they're like, hey. And then it's, shut up. Like,
I don't want to talk about it. Oh, wow.
I get that, too. Oh, my
That's
God.
brutal.
Ugh.
God damn.
That's the anxiety. I get.
That's anxiety for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
that I get. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
like-
hate that
Do you
shit
remember
so
when
much.
you tried to sing last night?
Oh,
And you had already smoked half a pack of cigarettes?
remember
Remember that? And no one was impressed at all?
Karaoke.
They mostly just ignored you?
What? Okay, here's a quick question. Why is karaoke such a big thing in the Philippines?
Have you been seeing that stuff?
Yeah.
They love it. It's like competitive there.
They love it.
Yeah, I love karaoke.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You a big karaoke guy?
I am.
But you're tone deaf.
Mm-hmm. I'm
And
not good.
colorblind.
Pretty fucked up. No, I love karaoke. It's like one of my favorites.
That's
Because that is one of those times where I can act like an idiot,
and it's totally okay.
and it's totally okay. It's
totally
because you're
okay.
going to the act like an idiot convention.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta fucking throw some shit out here.
Okay,
before
throw some
we're
shit
done.
out.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Overdose deaths are down in the United States, according to the United States. Though, that being said, I am going to look into this because I heavily suspect it's the same as the United States are safer now than they've ever been. Crime is lower than it's been in 40 years, which is a bold-faced lie.
Yeah, it's being enforced less.
Yeah. They're like, the Democratic Party has successfully lowered crime by every FBI and CIA metric. I'm like,
Pretty
yeah,
sure
but
crime
you're
is pretty constant throughout history.
yeah. I'm like, yeah. No, you're just not arresting people. That you can't get rid of all the power of the police and be
Wasn't
like,
that a-
well, now they're not arresting anyone, and then be like, safer than it's ever been. Like,
Wasn't that a thing too,
What?
like in COVID with the states, where they just stopped counting and they were like, numbers are down.
numbers down. Yeah,
They
be
just
well
stopped
because
testing people.
at first they were like, oh yeah, COVID deaths are through the roof. Was
Yeah.
the first thing they did, and they're like, what do you mean? And it's like, well, everyone who died who had COVID was counted as a COVID death, and it's like, yeah, but if he has stage 4 terminal cancer, gets COVID and dies, he's not dying of COVID.
Yeah.
He's dying of stage 4 terminal cancer and got sick.
Yeah.
You know? He was dying of cancer. Like,
Yeah, but then they just stopped counting it. And they're like,
yeah, they're going down. It's
going
like
down. It was zero.
it's like you guys don't know how to make a metric to save your life. The United States, man, they're on blast today.
They're on blast. Yeah, fuck the states.
Yeah, so I
What else?
heavily suspect the fucking overdose deaths saying are down. I heavily suspect it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like they're just not counting them.
Yeah.
Or they're like, yeah, they died from vagrancy.
Yeah.
You know?
He died standing up, slumped over.
Yeah. Another one. GM. Put a fuckload of money into EVs. You hear about
Okay.
this? GM's going to be the next EV. That's the next EV boom.
I hope so.
I'm calling it right now. General Motors is going to be the like cream of the crop for electric vehicles.
Electric vehicles need an established thing like GM.
Yeah.
They need this.
Like a big company.
thing with infrastructure and, staying power. That's what they need. Money to throw at it.
Yeah, because GM has like a seemingly infinite amount of money to be like, all right, we'll make this work.
I mean, they are wealthy enough that they basically do have an infinite supply of money.
Yeah, where they're like, we can take a project and like make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so GM's been launching this new EV stuff. I can't remember the exact statistics. Let me look this up real quick because I do have it here. Because I actually think it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth having. No. Sorry.
Finding the note.
Yeah, there. Okay. Their tech. So they're doing Energy X as this thing. It's $50 million investment round for this first round.
Yeah.
They have. Do you know about their 2035 EV target?
Yes.
GM wants to be fully EV by 2035, which I think is commendable. So their tech from this Energy X thing has it extracts lithium 300% better than conventional methods.
The conventional method is a child with his bare hands.
The conventional method is actually shit. No, but their extraction is like extraordinary. The methods, it's in here, like the normal methods take 12 plus months for like refining and extraction. Energy X is 2 days.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, it's extraordinary. They've put a lot of money into this. And are like,
The might of American capital, baby.
I love it. I love it.
When GM really wants to throw money at something.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, take it from a year-long process to 2 days.
Yeah.
They're like, I want it in 48 hours. It's like, you want it from the ground to refine lithium. They're like, I want that done in under 2 days. Mm-hmm. Like, guaranteed.
Here's unlimited money to make that happen.
Yeah, make it work. Exactly.
That's pretty nuts.
Dude, that's why I was like, I gotta find this because it's a crazy improvement.
I get the EV thing. I just find them so boring.
EVs?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, they're just...
Ugh.
They don't sound good. They don't feel good. None of them look good.
Yeah, they
Except
don't...
that one Hyundai one that looks like a car from the 80s.
The Pony, it looks like the original Pony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only cool one.
That one I like a lot.
But yeah, they all just... They suck.
I really want it
There's
to
no
get
manual
to the...
transmissions.
I want to get to the point where it's like Tron Legacy bikes.
With light up wheels.
Yeah, that's what I want, is like light up wheels and where I have like crazy amounts of torque, but it like stays level. Like
Yeah.
you can't do a wheelie in them, you know what I mean?
I want to be treated like a child. Just give me an EV, make it play engine noises over the radio, make me pretend that it's a petrol car.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I
You're
want.
that hell-bent on the petrol.
Yeah, I just think, and they're so much cooler.
Petrol is dying. This is something like...
I know it's something we're going to have to deal with.
It's actually dying. Like, it's part of why I actually don't... Like, when people talk to me and they're like, oh, like, what do you... About trades. And they're like, what do you think about mechanics? And I'm like, I would never become a mechanic. Mm-hmm. Because I think in 10 years, you're gonna have to be a completely different mechanic than you are right now.
Yeah, because it's all going to be dealership.
It'll all be dealerships.
Because, like, even Teslas right now, you can't work on them.
No. Like,
'Cause
you can. They can do brakes and shit on them. They can do, like, normal
Well, they've
stuff.
got that panel on the bottom of them that if you take it off, then
It voids their warranty.
It voids the warranty, and they won't work on it.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff, like their system, you have to have access, like, they access stuff from the factory. They have the same thing now with like Ford and Dodge and GM.
Oh, yeah?
In the trucks, remember years ago, like when we were teenagers, you had a car and you replaced the deck.
Yeah, you like take it out and you put a new...
You put like an aftermarket deck in and then you put like speakers and shit, whatever, and you have like a sweet thing that you plug your aux
subwoofer in
into
the
or whatever.
trunk.
Yeah, exactly. You remember what I'm talking
I remember.
about. You can't do that anymore.
No? You can't take that
Those
out?
center consoles...
Oh, yeah, they're all screens now.
Yeah, it's a screen and you cannot take it out. you can't take them out. If
The car won't work.
If you take it out, the car won't work, and the only people that can reset it is the dealership.
I fucking hate it.
I hate
fucking
that.
hate it. Why
Yeah.
did we have to do this?
Yeah.
Because you know, eventually too, it's gonna be like, well, you got to pay a $16 a month fee to use your Bluetooth.
Yeah, to use your car.
To use. Oh god,
Yeah.
it's so fucking
I know.
stupid. They just milk us
I
for fucking everything.
I actually do think we're getting to the point. I would not be shocked.
I don't need a TV in my car.
I would not be shocked if we get to the point where you can't fully own your car no matter what you do.
You're not gonna be able
like
to
you
fully
can
own
buy
it.
the car, but if you don't pay the subscription, then your car won't start.
BMW's already done that.
Really?
There's a monthly subscription like BMW Plus or some stupid shit, and like you couldn't use certain functions on your car unless you paid this thing.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like an overdrive gear or something like
That's
that.
bullshit. Because it's like I bought the car, I own the car outright.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Yeah, it'd be like certain features you can't use unless you pay this thing. I know it's stupid. Everything I want I want everything in the car to be a physical button because I should be able to touch it without looking at it.
Yeah.
I should be able to like turn on my air conditioning in the car without
Yeah.
having to look at a screen, go to the climate control menu,
I
click
know,
the drop down,
dude.
and then turn like
Okay.
we can't use phones in the car. Why just put a giant phone in the car?
Dude, yeah, it's funny you say this. I was driving my buddy's truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, take the truck, blah blah blah. So it's a brand new like 2500
Yeah, it's got a
GMC.
30-inch flat screen
Dude,
TV.
it's
in there.
a massive screen in the middle, and
a
I
su-
literally, I was like, how the fuck do I turn on the AC? So I'm driving, and I'm trying to like go into the fucking climate control menu, go to air conditioning, select air conditioning, turn the air conditioning up, adjust the temperature. I want it synchronized on both sides. The whole vehicle is one temp, and I was like, what the fuck,
that
man?
takes you. If it takes
Dude,
you
what happened
15
to cold? Fan all the way up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And that took you like maybe 10, 15 seconds.
Dude,
to do?
no, it took me like a minute.
But do you know how, like, I forget the math on it, but if you're driving at like 80K,
Yeah.
right? And you look down for 2 seconds and then look back up, you have moved a surprising distance.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how many people driving on the highway are trying to figure out how to turn, like, connect their phone
Yeah.
to the car and they can't fucking figure it out because they also have to drive.
Yeah.
Like, do this.
Yeah, I know.
shit.
It's actually brutal.
Yeah. It's
It
so dumb.
seems like a really scary point in the history of cars. I think we'll look back on this and be like, wow, that's a terribly designed vehicle. Because eventually what we're going to get to is we'll get to like the autopilot where it's autonomous driving. And then those screens make a lot more sense. Because you have all the fucking time in the world to do it
true.
because it's driving.
But we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. So you just have this massive distraction in the vehicle.
Yeah.
In exchange, you also have to drive.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Man, I
it's
think
scary.
back at like my 2003 Civic.
Yeah.
I could tell you what every single button
Without
was
even looking at
by feel.
Yeah. Yeah. me
Without
too.
even looking at it. And the little slider for hot to cold.
Yeah.
Like I remember all of it. There was no buttons on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was just a steering wheel with a horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an airbag that probably wouldn't do much.
Yeah. I know. I think about that all the time. Like
Yeah.
the
This
Mitsubishi.
is a
The
stupid.
Mitsubishi had 1, 2, 3, and 4 for fucking fan.
Yeah.
And then it had cold, hot, and then the far one had
The direction of
the direction of the fans. And it was like, those are my 3 adjustments.
Yeah, it rocked.
I know.
That was the way to go.
I know. It's
Anyways, we were over time.
all right.
All right, everybody.
Stay reasonable.
Keep doubting. Good night.
Reasonable Doubt Podcast. If you guys like funny, hilarious, goofy, goober, silly boys podcast, that is a good place to find yourself.
That was a good